What's the most bizarre thing you've ever seen in someone else's home that made you question your friendship? Filth. Just absolutely covered in old food. Dirt. Clothes everywhere. Moldy dishes. Old bloody pads on the bathroom floor. Makeup everywhere. Rubbish piled up next to the door. Always immaculately presented with the latest clothes and jewelry and hair and makeup done beautifully, and were both beautiful women. I was just so confused that it didn't translate to their homes. They also got raided for drugs and were sugar babies. Not sure if it all ties in together, but I'm sure it does somehow. Worked with this guy for about 1.5 years. Really nice guy, just like your average worker in a car repair shop. Everywhere, weapons hanging on the wall. Confederate flags. KKK flags everywhere, so I pretty much downed my drink and said I forgot about someone waiting on me and bounced. Never spoke to him ever again. Nazi shit. Like entire walls and display cabinets full of it. Flags, guns, knives, propaganda posters. Nazi meets Holder type of situation. There were zero signs of any racism or hate. So it came as a huge shock. They said they collected World War II memorabilia and wanted to make sure nobody ever forgets, but it still felt weird as hell. Even though their family that I met years prior was definitely Jewish. I had a crush on a girl my freshman year in high school. We hung out frequently at school. One day she invited me to her house. When I got there, I asked her about the trophies 40 in her, all over her house actually. Turned out she was a third-degree black belt in karate and jiu-jitsu. She was so cute and sweet I questioned whether or not they were spies or was it LOL. 2 dead gerbils in a cage in her dorm. My ex-friend left for 2 weeks in spring break. Her roommate decided to leave as well after telling her he'd be there to care for their pets. I went to hang out with her days after we all got back from break, and they had done nothing, they were just living with dead animals in their living room. I left and never went back. A man, whom I later found out was schizophrenic, had 3 6-foot pythons in his home. He had a special place for them in the basement, but he let them roam free, with guests around. I had to use the restroom, and couldn't go because one of the pythons was wrapped around the toilet, needless to say. I left right after that, and never returned. When I was in the Navy in the 90s, the internet was brand new. One of my shipmates invited me over for a beer one night, so I went. He booted up his computer and wanted to show me what the internet was since I'd only heard about it. First thing he showed me was a video of a pig fucking a woman. We weren't buddies after that. Went over to a friend's house and he just let his dog pee on the floor wherever and didn't clean it up. It wasn't a case of not knowing either. I told him his dog had peed, and he goes, yeah, that's fine. You can't see it on this type of carpet anyway. I slept on his couch and caught scabies. Never went back again. Roster Street. After about a year hanging out and small talk, I finally got an invite to come inside. The entire house was packed, floor, the ceiling trash so dense I had to make hallways through it. They were hoarders before we knew what the term was. Girl Scout troop leader had a house full of taxidermy. Her husband was quite the hunter and shot most of it himself. Now don't get me wrong, this was Colorado and the occasional taxidermy was fine. But it was never every available inch of every available wall. Floor full of garbage and other shit. Though I saw that many times as a student. Is this really how you live your life, friend? Friend wading through 10 inches of garbage? Sure, why not? Why was it so common as a student to just not care? In my 20s, I started dating this woman from Nebraska. I went to get something out of her dresser drawer and it was lined with an actual Nazi flag. She claimed her adopted father fought in World War II and he got it off a dead soldier. Numerous times he watched his wife assert him a prophet and asserted that it's possible I am. Then his ambition for Congress was announced, and she was excited to share the power with him. My friend and his siblings would just litter on the floor of their house, eat a snack, throw the wrapper on the floor. His dad also surfed porn while we were in the room. They had 2 inches of cat hair around the circumference of the room, saluting bathroom ... Hardwood floor, tileless, not carpet. Went to visit a friend one July and admired a beautiful plant she had in a corner. It was her dead Christmas tree. Toilet paper roll turned the wrong way. No hand towel. Carpet in front of toilet, all different situations. I found like half the photos on their PC was me photoshopped as a girl, half of a trebuchet. I question why I did not go over there more and not see armband. Needless to say, that friendship didn't last.